This video will provide you an overview of Carlsbad Caverns National Park, what you can experience here, and some brief history of the park. In the late 1800s, a 16-year-old boy named Jim White was exploring the Chihuahuan Desert and witnessed bats flying out of a large cave opening. He later returned with a kerosene lantern and became the first person known to have descended into Carlsbad Caverns. As word got out about the scale and the beauty of the cave, it quickly became a tourist attraction. This popularity and its massive size eventually led to the cave being designated a national monument in 1923 and redesignated a national park in 1930. Since then, it's become a wildly popular site with an estimated 500,000 visitors a year, and 2023 marks the 100th anniversary of its preservation. Carlsbad Caverns National Park is located in southeastern New Mexico, about 10 miles from the Texas border. This area is rural and geographically isolated. The nearest town is Carlsbad, New Mexico, which is about a half-hour north by car. Near the entrance to the park, there is a small junction called White City that offers a few gift shops and motels, but it's very limited in what it has to offer. After entering the national park, there are several sites worth experiencing, including above ground. But the highlight is undoubtedly the caves themselves, so I'll start there. Entering the underground portion of Carlsbad Caverns requires passing through the visitor center. Reservations are required to enter the cave, but you can buy a time ticket online or purchase them in the visitor center. Tickets are $15 per adult, but well worth the price of admission. There are two routes to enter Carlsbad Caverns. The first takes you through the natural entrance to the cave, which is home to the Bat Flight Amphitheater. Every night in summer, the amphitheater is the site for a bat flight program. As the sun falls, an army of bats burst out of the caverns and fly across the setting sun. During the day, this entrance serves as the more difficult and impressive way to enter the cave, by allowing visitors to descend 750 feet along switchbacks. This route is not recommended for anybody with mobility issues, as it's very steep, but the sights are much more rewarding than the second way to enter the cave, an elevator directly to the cave floor. Many visitors combine these entrance options by walking down the natural entrance switchback trail, then leaving via the elevators, eliminating the strenuous climb back to the surface. No matter how you choose to enter the cave, the one area not to miss is the Big Room, the largest single chamber in North America, extending over 800 feet long, 255 feet wide, and 255 feet high. A mostly level, self-guided 1-mile path guides visitors throughout the Big Room. This one section provides the best access to everything the caverns has to offer, including numerous stalactites, stalagmites, columns, and other formations. Altogether, the underground trails at Carlsbad Caverns National Park amount to about 2.5 miles. The trails are paved and lined with railings for the protection of both visitors and the cave features. While visitors are free to explore on their own, optional ranger-led tours can give a more in-depth look at the caverns and the geology and biology that form them. These tours include the King's Palace Tour, Left Hand Tunnel Tour, and Spider Cave Tour, which offer unique experiences and perspectives on the caverns. Additionally, handheld audio guides are available to rent at the store in the visitor center. Be aware that some areas in the Big Room and natural entrance trails are wet from natural water drips. For safety, closed-toed shoes with good traction are recommended. Watch your step and use handrails when necessary. For some ranger-guided tours, hiking boots or hiking shoes with good aggressive tread are required. Also keep in mind that the cavern is dimly lit. You're welcome to bring a flashlight or headlamp, but it's not necessary. While touring Carlsbad Caverns, you may take a break in the underground rest area located at the base of the elevators. This area has an interesting fallout shelter-like aesthetic, and has restrooms, drinking fountains, and a limited snack bar that is only open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. This is also where most visitors wait to take their trip back to the surface. While the caves are every tourist's main focus, there are many lesser visited areas above ground that are worth your time and energy. Close to the visitor center is the turnoff for the Walnut Canyon Desert Drive. This 7-mile one-way dirt road lets you get up close to the local plant and animal life and displays beautiful viewpoints of the unique hills and canyons of the region. Visitors should be prepared for a bumpy and sometimes challenging drive. The roads may also be closed during periods of inclement weather, so it's important to check with park officials before embarking on this drive. In the western portion of the park, where a small percentage of visitors ever reach, is another accessible cave called the Slaughter Canyon Cave. The hike to Slaughter Canyon takes visitors through rugged terrain and offers breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape, making it a unique and rewarding experience for those who are up to the challenge. Visitors who are interested in exploring this area should be well prepared and equipped with proper gear, including sturdy hiking shoes, plenty of water, and a map of the area. Visitors should also be aware of the dangers of hiking in the backcountry, such as sudden weather changes, flash floods, and the presence of dangerous wildlife. On the way to Slaughter Canyon is an oasis of land called Rattlesnake Springs. Rattlesnake Springs is a popular natural spring that provides an oasis for both people and wildlife in the park's desert landscape. The spring is fed by an underground aquifer and provides a source of water for various species of plants and animals that live in the park, making it an important part of the park's ecosystem. The area also offers picnic tables and cooler temperatures in the intense desert heat. Temperatures vary wildly from day to night and by season. Summers are very warm, but winters tend to be mild. Inside the caverns, the temperature is fairly stable and hangs around the mid-50s. Having a pet with you while visiting the park is not advised. Pets are not permitted on trails or in any caves, with some exceptions for service animals. Carlsbad Caverns Trading, the park concessionaire, offers a pay kennel service for day use. Carlsbad Caverns National Park is a natural wonder that offers visitors a unique and unforgettable experience. While this area is somewhat isolated, it's an ideal road trip destination and the most impressive cave system in America.